Hey guys, Nathan here at Momentum Performance Training here with another training tip for this week. So again, we're going to be taking a look into one of the best core exercises, core or ab exercises that we use in the gym with our members to improve their core strength. Just keeping in mind that if you've got a weak core, you've got a weak core. The only way to strengthen that, or the best way to strengthen that, is always going to be to focus on your core exercise. So make sure you're not neglecting that if it's something you really need to work on, as your core is going to play a vital or integral role in connecting those chains from your feet to your shoulders to your hands. If there's a weak link in your core, it's going to cause a breakdown in your deadlift, in your squat, in any of those other movements that you want to be efficient at in the gym. So the exercise we're going to take a look at today is one of the most common core exercises, but it's also one of the most common that's performed wrong or ineffectively or inefficiently. That's probably the best word. So generally everyone knows the standard plank, which is holding yourself up on your toes, hips off the ground, maintaining that stable position for anywhere from 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can manage to hold on to it for. But if you're managing to hold onto the plank for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, even 3 minutes, chances are you're not utilizing the exercise as effectively as you can in terms of it being a core or an abdominal exercise. If you're doing it for the purposes of mental strength and resilience, sure, go nuts and hold on to it as long as you can. But for the purpose of building core strength, what we want to try and focus on is generating as much tension through the body as possible. So a great way to generate this tension when you're setting up for the plank, so getting onto your elbows, shoulders over the top of your elbows, feet together, hips engaged, holding that position. So once you're in position, what I want you to focus on is driving your palms or your fists into the ground as hard as you can. Now as soon as you do that, you should feel the tension through your upper body increase dramatically. So once you've got that down pat, I want you to focus on drawing your elbows back. So just keeping your elbows in contact with the ground, but just contracting through your upper body and try and draw your elbows back towards your toes. So if you watch closely, you'll see a subtle shift through my elbows as I draw back and try and pull them towards my toes. So while pulling towards my toes, pushing into the ground, all of a sudden there's a massive increase in that tension throughout my entire body. And you should notice a remarkable difference in the load placed through your core. So when doing it in this way, you shouldn't need to hold it for more than 30 seconds or a minute. If you're holding it too much longer than that, chances are you're not contracting hard enough. So try and push into the ground as hard as possible, pull those elbows back as hard as possible. And as you can probably tell from the quivering in my voice, it is quite an intense contraction through your core. So whenever you get a chance, or next time you're trying to do a plank, jump down and try and remember those two tips. Palms into the ground as hard as possible, drawing your elbows back as hard as possible, and you should see a noticeable difference in the difficulty of your plank.